So whenever that happened to me a long time ago, which was a very long time ago, 20-something years ago, 25 years ago, I've always been weary. So what it means is I've always been weary because I didn't understand. And so they tell me when they had me in cuffs when I was 27 years old in Long Beach at Acapulco Round, walking out, this canine sniffing at my crotch. And they're telling me, well, a lot of people, they don't realize that they're breaking the law. And that's exactly what I want to tell the Long Beach police in the courtroom when it's completely removed, because they will go to court over it. And when the charge is removed and they're considered false arrest, when it's considered false arrest. Now, whether they arrest them, I don't know. That could be out of my hands. But they would probably say, well, we didn't know that was against the law. And I'm going to say, now you know. You can't arrest people for no good reason. It's against the law to arrest someone for no good reason. Can't cuff them for a good reason. It's against the law. It's called false imprisonment. Squirrels right here. It's probably this one. You always write about the actor, not the character. I was in hell from my friend. Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love. Would you believe in a love at your sight? Yes, I'm certain that it happens all the time. What do you see when you turn out the light? I can't tell you, but I know it's mine. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Get high with a little help from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I just need someone to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Gonna try with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Yes, I get by with a little help from my friends. Help from my Monkey Bastard Hands. That's a cover band. All right. Got a Starbucks. Now, in the real version, there's an isolated bass that Paul McCartney probably plays that you cannot fake. And they don't have that little stutter with the guitar. That was probably done on a synthesizer, maybe. Some of it. They played all the real instruments. The Beatles did. They were very peculiar. There. And we're going to get some Starbucks. They completely changed the Starbucks. It's like 3 times the size it was. It took them like a couple months. It was only this size right here. And then they completely, it only went here, and there's a restroom right there. Now it goes way back here. Long time ago, 2013, I worked at a bank. It's a military bank and a people's bank in grocery stores like Kroger and Walmart. My manager was the fastest money counter in the West. Lady in there, in that Starbucks, they redid the whole thing. Looks exactly like her. First name, letter starts with an N. She moved to Chase. Doing really good. If you're doing really good, get real estate in California. It never fails. Real estate California is pure gold. It is gold, gold, gold. Any kind of real estate, get any kind, even if it's a little plot of land in California. You'll be rich forever. California real estate only goes in one direction. It goes upward in value. It never goes downward. It never has, never will. It's a mysterious thing that cannot be answered by the economic bubble. Real estate California, it goes up. There are no houses in California that are under $1 million. Very rarely do you find one that's under $1 million. And let me know if you do immediately. How do you become the richest person in the world? You get real estate in Hollywood and you Airbnb it for actors. You will become so damn rich, you won't even know your name. You're like, I'm so rich, I don't even remember my name. You would make so much money if you bought property in Hollywood and turned it into Airbnb. Movie stars would be buying from you. You'd be a landlord for like Bradley Cooper. In the Starbucks that looks like my manager that had the first name that started with an N that went to Chase, she gave me a water. Carrot Top. My friend saw Carrot Top in New York when we were at the, I was at the Actors Studio Drama School. I was in my dorm and he goes, dude, I just saw Carrot Top. He's been working out. He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I said, really, where is he? He's like, down the road getting coffee. Then I was in school and they're like, hey, we just passed Edward Norton. He's getting coffee right down there. There were movie stars everywhere. Then we sit down and get instructions by Johnny Depp. Guys, listen, I'm not going to say it again. Shut up when I'm in the room. The first thing Johnny Depp said. Nah, he didn't say that. He was cool. He smoked cigarettes and threw cigarettes at the audience. Yeah, Johnny Depp, he came on. He looked like a vampire. Very pale. He had a green jacket on, a Vindy. He threw the jacket. Well, he didn't throw it. He lightly put the jacket down by the chair, sat down, and he began rolling his cigarettes for the interview with James Lipton. Then he eventually turned to turning, well, there weren't lit cigarettes, thank goodness, because you don't want to throw lit cigarettes into a crowd. But he did throw one of his rolled cigarettes to an audience member that asked for it. He politely asked him, Johnny Depp, I got a subway ride home. Can you throw me a cigarette? So he threw him a lit cigarette. I would have put that cigarette in I would have put some plastic over that cigarette. What's it called? Laminated. I would have laminated that cigarette and sold it for $1 million. It was a rolled cigarette by Johnny Depp. We also threw a toy at Samuel L. Jackson, a Star Wars toy, and had him sign it. It was a Jedi. It was a Jedi toy. It was an action figure, a Jedi action figure, and we gave it to Samuel L. and he signed it and threw it back. He threw it back, but he was a cool good dude. He's in town. He's somewhere around here. They're shooting Frisco King. He's a cool guy. They can cast me. The guy got a hold of me. They can send me a message through my, what's it called? It's called YouTube. Oh. Hell, I had to do all this stuff through YouTube and just send it to him. Taylor Sheridan has to do is write a character that vlogs, just like this. And then, I don't know. What's Frisco King? Frisco King is about criminals. Yeah. Kind of Quentin Tarantino, Samuel Jackson. Yeah, so he's like this mafioso guy in Frisco, Texas, but he's shooting in Fort Worth. I can be a vlogger that finds out about him. That whole thing about revamp security and Connor Parker and kill people in Afghanistan, everybody knows he was a medic. But you know, the thing is okay, probably right here. Story. Madonna was told that her voice sounded like Minnie Mouse. Yep, they said that to her. Also, I danced in the same studio that Madonna danced at Alvin Ailey. she danced in the same, pretty much the same studios. The only difference, she was raped at knife point at the Alvin Ailey Studios. It's pretty rough. It's right over there by Central Park. And you could dance there. And there's studios all in that building. And that's the story. And we did go to, rehearsal, and we danced there. We learned from Alvin Ailey. And I owe Alvin Ailey a whole lot for the sit-ups they made me do, and for the exercises, and for the movement, and, of course, mime, because I use a lot of mime as a cinematographer, which is what I am for the show. I use my body to balance and to move and stretch and to make sure that, we try to get the right shot, and it takes movement. But a lot of people don't realize it's very draining to be a cinematographer. Anyway, she did dance in the same studio. She's a great artist. That's the one making fun of. But what I'm doing is, I'm not trying to change the lifestyle of the displaced person. That's not what I'm trying to do with the New Liberty Party. We're just trying to communicate with them better. A lot of them like the idea to have the app. They go into stores and stuff like that. But we're not trying to interrupt their lifestyle. You can be a nomad. It'll be completely legal, right? They won't be able to be hassled, because they'll show them the app and say, I'm with the New Liberty Party, and these are my duties for the day. I've done some of them, blah, blah, blah. And I gain New Liberty points, karma points, that I can bring in to Walmart, and I can buy my water or whatever it is that I need. And I rake this guy's lawn. He approved of it, and he scanned his thing. He makes USD. I make New Liberty Party points. And they're like, okay. Now, what we guarantee is this. We always guarantee a replacement for the device. It comes with a lifetime warranty and a lifetime replacement. It costs $0. You'll receive it, and you choose your experience on it. You don't want Facebook? Whatever. You want Facebook? Fine. And if you do log in with Facebook, you have the option to choose that you're logging in with the New Liberty Party device, so they know. And you can share your information or where you're at or whatever. You can connect a Venmo if you do want to transfer to USD for Venmo. Or you can just go to New Liberty Party and you can scan that at your Walmart to get the devices that you need. Now, you can't have a house or a real fancy apartment and receive a New Liberty Party device. No, you cannot do that. You cannot be living in a house, and you cannot be living in a real fancy apartment. Now, there will be stipulations. If you're going in and out and you're still wandering and you're still displaced, but every once in a while you stay with so-and-so, then you could qualify for the New Liberty Party device, which is, it'd be pretty much an iPhone. If Apple approves, then we'll use iPhones. It could be older iPhones and things like that, remodeled iPhones. But it will help with location, and it would help communicate with your friends, and it would definitely help with you getting supplies and the things that you need immediately. With even getting advances, you would get advances, yeah. You would request them. The New Liberty Party asks you a few questions, like how long have you been on the sidewalk? How long could you take a picture of your location? And boom, advance money would come in. But it's not money. I don't say money. It's New Liberty Party points. It's karma points that you can use at your participating Walmart and things like that. You just scan it and you're good to go. And we'll be talking and presenting this to Congress to see if it meets the criteria of faith, hope, love, and charity. Now, it does meet charity. It is going to meet charity. That I can argue. But does it meet faith, hope, and love? It does. Because we love those people, we hope for them, and we know they have faith. So give them the faith, give them the hope, and give them the love, but be charitable. Yeah, if you got a 3 or 4 minute leeway, you better go. If you got like a 7 minute leeway, you might could type an address in. If I were to compare the two, Revamp Security and the Big D, which is food platform, delivery, I'd probably say it's very similar on the speed. But I'd say the food platform's a little more sweat. But they're both pretty tough, depending on how many houses you want to knock on. Sometimes they knock on 100 doors, and that takes a lot of movement. But the difference is I got to bend over, put this on, put this cup on, got to get the straw. You got to do a whole lot of physical stuff. So I would say the Big D is more physical, while the Revamp Security ADT, that one is more psychological, because you got to control your emotions or you won't get the cell. With this, you have to have dexterity, and you got to be quick.
In the canyons that'll never fade away, the ballads in the barrooms that
This is the one where you slow down in right here. Yeah, if you look at this, it will show that right there, which is 30. About right here. A lot of them come down here going like completely crazy. Ambulance, spies. Nah, I was joking. Something must have happened. Yeah, when I lived here, I lived right down that way. Someone got shot over here one time. They were just walking around. We lived down that way, right over there at the block down that way. Richmar Plaza. Something must have. They're saying it's this building. I gotta find out where this is. Elevator. Yeah, rage has been outlawed in the United States of America. I'm not going to tell you who sent the PDF. It's none of your business who sent the PDF. They can't get it unless they get the encryption codes. And a really good lawyer. They won't get it. But it's going for $1 million if you want an additional PDF copy. Right now, the book itself is just going for $5,000, but we don't know where the PDF came from. $1 million for a PDF of Rage. It's not the book, it's a PDF of the book. this art. Hello. Hello. It's fine. Lady's super nice. I mean, super nice. She was like, oh, you can have some of this. I'm making an iced coffee, though. It's almost like a little espresso coffee thing. I put a little sweetener in it. And I'd find some ice. She said it was somewhere. I'd find it if I turn right. Maybe she meant left. Oh, dear. How am I going to do this? Good to go. Well, ice cubes fell right up above the drain. My friend used to do this for a mom and pop place. And they let him pretty much... That was not good. All right, when you do it, you can put either the water or whatever, and you mix this like that. You clean with the same of the cloth. That way it gets inside of it. It's like detergent. I learned it from a guy named Tim Largent. He's a Catholic guy. Well, his kids go to a Catholic school. But he told me the thing I wrote the poem about, Be a Servant. He was the one I wrote that poem after he told me that. He wrote it with the same thing, just like that. We do support the vets. Gary Sinise, I spoke with him. Gary Sinise supports the vets, the Vietnam vets. We just want to say thank you for your service. I know. It doesn't matter where you're from. You're a Vietnam vet.
Yeah.
We honor what you did in Vietnam.
Okay, thank you.
And I just want to ask you if you ever come to the time to vote for the New Liberty Party. We're a fourth party because we believe in faith, hope, love, and charity.
Okay.
We want the nation to be more charitable.
Now,
and we're also going to restructure some of the military and restructure some of the police departments, and we're going to try to do our best to help displaced people. Can I ask one thing in Vietnam?
Well, are you located at
New Liberty Party's starting up. We're here in Fort Worth, Central Fort Worth. Yeah. So I want to say we don't side with the Republicans. We don't side with the Democrats.
Right.
We don't side with the third party. We're fourth party. That's why I say that.
Right.
The faith, hope, love, and charity.
Right.
That's our symbol. It's a dove wing. Now, one thing I want to say was, what did you do in Vietnam? Were you Army?
No, Air Force.
You were Air Force? You were part of the Air Force. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
My dad was Army. He taught radar.
Yeah.
But God bless. Yeah, he taught radar. I didn't.
Okay.
But he was a radar instructor. But God bless you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
Hey, give me Dukes for the New Liberty.
Too.
Yeah. All in one movement. There we go. Also, another way to get New Liberty points is to prove on the app that you were able to rescue an animal. My mom is a big believer, and if you help the animals, you help the people. So if we learn to be kind to animals, then we can be kind to people. That includes chickens for free range. Okay, that includes no more kidnapping bagels by the, beagles. Well, the bagels taste good, but beagles. You can't kidnap a bagel. Well, you want to pay for the bagel, but I'm just holding the bagel temporarily. The beagle, we let go of all the beagles. Let the beagles have owners. They can eat puppy chow or whatever they like to eat. Owl, po, don't keep them in cages and starve them. And we don't want animals to be tortured. Monkeys, free the monkeys. One of my favorite movies is a Matthew Broderick movie called Project X. I say everyone go out and see that. It's where the monkey can fly a plane about as good as a man for the sake of radiation experiment, which many monkeys died for those kinds of things. Matthew Broderick's character decided to free the monkeys as well as the gorillas. I'm a proud fan of Matthew Broderick. He studied with Uta Hagen out in New York. He's also worked with Marlon Brando on The Freshman. And he does support the freedom of all monkeys, especially monkeys that are held and you have radiation poison for the sake of testing for the sake of the nuclear bomb. Okay, now move forward without being... Now, I honestly swear on the New Liberty Party that I'm a Matthew Broderick fan, and that I'm not doing this just to impress Sarah Jessica Parker because she's in State and Maine and shows her boobies, or that she knows Bradley Cooper. But I think Matthew Broderick is a great guy. What Sarah Jessica Parker was trying to say is that you only need one good thing, one good steak knife, only one. That's what she said. And then also, you only need to know one good Parker. I had a boss that was named Parker, and he was a sniper in Afghanistan. But regardless, he worked for the Army. Regardless, you only need to know one good Parker to make it. It was probably Sarah. But Bradley was kissing on her. So what were we supposed to do? Are we supposed to cock-block him? But then that's what Matthew Broderick did. So I don't know. Maybe knowing two Parkers is good enough. I'm around a lot of Parkers. But what she was saying was you only needed one good steak knife. We all looked at her and went, oh. So don't worry about Stanislavski? No, just get the steak knife. Oh. So we should all worship Alec Baldwin? One good steak knife. Because the steak knife is in Glengarry Glen Ross. One good steak knife. One good steak knife. Okay. Write this down. You only need one good steak knife. What'd you learn today? Where did you get a steak knife? Steak knife. We got to get one good steak. We all walked around with one good steak knife. That's what we learned. You don't need one good building. If you play Frogger and you like to jumpity jump, but wear a parachute. One good parachute. You don't need the backup. My theory is, reviewed Sarah Jessica Parker inside the actor studio. I don't know if they mentioned the one good steak knife, but I thought it was a good line. You just need one good moment. Yeah, one good moment. That's what she meant. One good moment, you're good to go. It's like a hit song. Hey, listen to Rockstar, they only need one good hit. It could work for a lot of good things. Now, you only need one good line in the movie, one good moment in the movie, one good profile shot in the movie, and you only need one good director in the movie, not to listen to. Because she doesn't listen to her director. She just pretends like she listens. Okay, yeah, I got it. So one good line, one good movie, one good director, and then when you're done, one good steak knife. I got it. Is that not fucking creepy? I'm sorry. Time for the Crucible. That is fucking creepy. Yeah, she played a witch. Hey, we have another one called Tabitha. It's probably Stephen King's. That's probably her. It's called A Familiar. And that is creepy, my friend. Very, 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 you only need one very, 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 very creepy. Very. So Cole says you need 20 varies. Okay, I see the point. But within those 20 varies, you need that moment to be one moment. Got it.
Look up here, man, I'm in danger. I've got nothing left to lose. I'm so high, it makes my brain whirl. Drop my cell phone down below. Ain't that just like me? By the time I got to New York,
All right, we got one at Zap. It's right down that way. about 100 to maybe 300 yards, probably 200 yards. I had my private coaching about astral projection with Sarah Jessica Parker. Bradley had already astral projected to Wet Hot Summer. And I was sitting in a room with a bunch of other actors. Actually, it wasn't a room. It's called the Parsons Theater. I'm just guessing. I could be wrong. Tishman. It was a Tishman Theater. It was near Parsons. It was a Tishman Theater. Sorry about that. The Tishman Theater at the New School University, an Actor Studio Drama School. She was being interviewed by James Lipton inside the Actor Studio. I was kind of blown away. She really had it together. For an actress, yes. But at the time, Matthew Broderick was doing the producers on Broadway. So she said to everyone, she said, guys and ladies, you have to go and see Matthew Broderick and the producers. It's just beautiful. Then blah, blah, blah. There's a blah, 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 blah. And then she said all of a sudden, oh, and Bradley Cooper's very good. We went, what? Who's Bradley Cooper? That's what we were doing at the time. Because Bradley Cooper hadn't even done Wet Hot Summer really yet. Well, he had probably done it, but he was also getting ready to do Alias, or he was already doing Alias. But he'd already French kissed her in that thingy where he played the cigarette smoking man in Sex and the City. Well, he didn't really French kiss her, but he kept his tongue in his mouth. She didn't like the tongue in the mouth. I saw State and Maine, no boobies. What's going on? Okay? That's what I say. Sarah, we watched State and Maine, no boobies. Did you get lawyers? Sarah Jessica Parker astral projects into basically a cat that looks kind of like mine, but greener eyes over there. And then M. Night Shyamalan, a younger version, works here. So I talked to him, and he liked The Sixth Sense. I was like, hey, my name's Cole. Cole's a character in The Sixth Sense. I saw, it's a long story, the Political Arts Building in UNT one night really late. I had to pass through security to use their VCR. So I watched it on a special monitor for students. This one is Carl Strauss. It's Brooklyn Bridge, Nocturne, 1912 or 1913. It's worth a lot of money. Yeah, it was right here. It's likely someone that knew a refugee that did that actual painting. It's probably worth millions. Now, the Zap pizza guy was also a refugee at a very young age from Vietnam. He was shot by a soldier. I don't know if it was VC or American. He did grow up here in America, and they did start Zalat. That's Zap. They started Zalat. And they're actually, Zalat, it goes to Vietnam. They have the best pizza in town. Two movies I don't talk about a whole lot. I don't talk about William Friedkin and The Exorcist. I don't talk about it. I don't talk about my relation with it or anything, or how it scared me or anything. But I do talk about Roman Polanski's Rosemary's Baby and the anagrams and things like that sometimes. But I do like Knife in the Water, who Matt Damon picked out in the Criterion Closet just recently. He picked it out. I do like Knife in the Water, and I like Rosemary's Baby, but I don't talk about The Exorcist. I don't talk about things like that. I'll tell you what scared me more. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre scared me more than The Exorcist. And I do have a story about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because I know that Barker, as in Curry Barker, he is going to do it. When I was a kid, we went to a haunted house in Keller. It was part of the high school. So you went into a room, and on a VCR that was, the kind they would put in the science room, they'd roll it in and had the tube television. It had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre playing at the beginning, and we watched that before we went into the haunted house. Not the whole movie, but just segments of it. Then you could hear the chainsaw going somewhere in the haunted house throughout the entire experience of the haunted house. Scariest haunted house I ever probably went to, one of them. Then, of course, the scariest one of all of haunted houses is going to be Dr. Blood's. That's the one they do downtown. Or they actually do it, not downtown. They've done it close to downtown, in the Edge, the Cutting Edge haunted house. That one is pretty dang scary. But the scariest one ever was at the Wax Museum when I was a kid. I buried my head in my mother's, the small of her back, and walk through it holding on to her belt loop with my head down, because none of the people moved. They were frozen. Then they would move a little bit, and they wore masks that looked like masks that you would see in Logan's Run, those types of characters. And the haunted houses were way more scarier back in the day. In the 70s, I went to Disneyland, Knoxbury's Farm. They had a very scary haunted house. They recommend that we not go in it. And there was a guy out front that was dressed up like a vampire. He was an actor. And he was talking in this weird accent. And he said, "Y'all want to go inside? There's rats in there." It was that kind of interview with a vampire, scary. Like, he looked like a vampire. We didn't go in. It was Knoxbury's Farm. We chose not to go in. My dad didn't want to go in. It was very scary. People were screaming. Very scary. I was pretty scared. Now, my dad did take me to a haunted house when I was very, very little. And there was a wire that was going across the driveway of the haunted house where you could go park. It was like, okay, it wasn't the driveway, but it was like, okay, you park in the parking lot, then you walk up to the haunted house. There was a wire, some wire, I guess, to help traffic. Well, I didn't want to go in the haunted house, so when my dad set me down to rest his arms, I ran, and I almost hit that wire. My dad grabbed me by the hair and pulled me back. He said, "Son, you were running right towards that wire." I don't even remember if we went in the haunted house at that point. I was so scared I nearly pissed myself. I was scared of haunted houses when I was younger.
At the risk of being cruel, there must be 50 ways to leave your lover. 50 ways to leave your lover. You just slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy.
So in Rib, the mask is somewhat loosely described, but remember, when it's described alongside of a computer, a large computer. So the mask itself moves. It has air in it, and it moves just like a face would move. Just like you can see those things where it's Harrison Ford talking, but it's not really Harrison Ford. What I want to do in Rib, which is very important as a director, no CGI. We would be using a real robotic mask that actually moved and did everything a normal mask would do. Now, it does use real skin, but there's only structures of the mask that goes onto the face to change parts of the face. So it's not a full mask, but other skin, and then it's used with makeup. It's very George Lucas, very Freddy Krueger almost, but it's like a real mask. And the voice is emulated as well. You go right into anywhere and be that person. This technology is being developed, not only for the military, but for RIP. Because it'll be the future of espionage, where they'll literally look. We're talking about Mission Impossible kind of stuff for real, that they're developing. Well, let's look at this police car that's really old. It's a real police car from back in the day. So my world in Rib, parentheses, or Dog Night Out, close parentheses, dash Shepherds of Alaska. The mask can trick the facial recognition that they have in their vehicles. And we don't know if they have that, but before they can start the car, there's a facial recognition, all that kind of stuff. So he has to basically look exactly like Shep to even run the vehicle. and get to the next point of things. It even tricks the computer. We're going to the shell that has the weird Chinese Red Bull. I drank that over a period of a week. Just little sips of it. And it's about that big. I took little tiny sips of it in the morning for about a week. It does help you if you're going with the weight loss thing, but I do not recommend it. But if you take little tiny sips, it's a Chinese Red Bull. But it has a great amount of creatine and stuff like that. So you want to be careful with that kind of stuff. But they have a little one, and they're expensive. I was able to try it. It does give you a lot of energy. We're going to that shell. That is the right way. Well, they need lights there, little blinking lights. Carol's cool. Back and forth. They need a blinking light that shows that it's a one-way. Preferably red lights that are going to show, you know, the correct direction. Happy birthdays on Facebook so far. Last time I counted was 104, but I think it may have gone up. Just got one for the Drive Films. Happy birthday, Drive Films on Facebook. It's established in Dallas. It is a legit LLC. Drive Films Productions of Texas, a legit LLC. One year we made $200. All this brightness. Look at the after pump receipt. So they show the amount that goes in. They eyeball it to the penny.